This woman would never have imagined that her husband of 5 years would do all this for his first love, not only diverting 500 million yuan that was meant to save the company, but also holding a stack of fabricated evidence, forcing her to kneel down and apologize to the mistress. Faced with her husband's cruelty and betrayal, the woman felt her heart shatter like a knife cutting into it. She could not understand why 5 years of love could not compare to a single tear from his first love. Let us go back to a few hours earlier, when Li and her husband Jiang Sun were preparing to attend a class reunion years after graduation. Before getting into the car, Wen Li specifically reminded her husband that his first love and ex-girlfriend Xia Jinshi would also be there, and told him to make sure he controlled himself. Looking at her husband's confident promise, Wen Li showed a happy smile. She thought she had married for love, not knowing that a huge conspiracy was quietly approaching. At the reunion, when everyone saw the long-unseen campus beauty Xia Jinshi, they all went up to chat with her. Curious why such a stunning woman was still single, Xia Jinshi pretended to be sad, saying she could never forget the person she loved but could not have in her youth, and was unwilling to settle. These words immediately caused an uproar among the classmates. They all guessed that the person must be the former school heartthrob Jiang Sun. Some even stirred the pot, saying Jiang Sun never attended reunions, and that he must have come this time because he heard Xia Jinshi would be there, hoping to rekindle their old romance. They completely ignored the fact that Jiang Sun was already married, and instead began attacking Wen Li, calling her a homewrecker who took advantage of the situation, and a shameless mistress. At that moment, Wen Li and Jiang Sun happened to walk into the private room, and heard all the filthy words clearly. Wen Li suppressed her anger, and questioned Jiang Sun about how he viewed her being slandered as a mistress. Jiang Sun's answer made Xia Jinshi smile smugly, and made Wen Li's heart sink to the bottom. However, in the next second, Jiang Sun pulled Wen Li into his arms, and gently said that they were just jealous of how happy we are. Seeing this, the classmates became even more sarcastic, saying Jiang Sun did not want to make the marriage public at all, and that Wen Li was the one clinging to him, that such a marriage would never end well. Wen Li finally could not take it anymore and fiercely talked back, cursing those who tried to steal others' partners, to have their own partners stolen every day in the future. But the crowd still refused to let it go. They even advised Jiang Sun to just divorce Wen Li for his first love. It turned out that back in high school, Jiang Sun had passionately pursued Xia Jinshi, who came from a poor family, giving her all his sincerity, and finally moved her, and the two got together. However, in their sophomore year of college, Xia Jinshi left behind a breakup letter and disappeared without a word, causing Jiang Sun's world to collapse instantly. At his lowest point, when Li entered his life, she stayed with him, healed him, and slowly became a version of Xia Jinshi in his eyes. Jiang Sun once believed that leaving Wen Li would kill him, and under Wen Li's questioning, he swore that he would love only her. The memories ended. Faced with everyone's teasing, Jiang Sun publicly stated that he never picked up trash, and that he married Wen Li because he loved her. He then mercilessly mocked Xia Jinshi for doing poorly abroad, and pulled Wen Li away to go home. On the way home, Wen Li still felt uneasy. She told Jiang Sun that she would never be anyone's replacement, and that if he truly could not let go of Xia Jinshi, she could step aside and fulfill them. Jiang Sun dispelled her doubts with a passionate kiss, but just as they were wrapped in affection, Xia Jinshi's call rang at the worst possible moment. After hanging up the phone, Wen Li confirmed with Jiang Sun again that if he chose Xia Jinshi, she would leave without hesitation. Jiang Sun once again promised that he would not choose her.